Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Monday. It's been a while since I talked to you guys. Last week was kind of a slow news week outside of the fact that we got to see the freaking Batmobile last week, which was awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about that later in the video, as well as some Catwoman stories. But primarily in this video, we're going to be talking about Jeffrey Wright and some updates from Jeffrey Wright. Of course, he is our new Commissioner Gordon, and I am so excited to see his iteration of this character. And obviously, he's not the spitting image from the comic books that you were probably thinking of, but he definitely embodies the character. And as far as the acting skills that he brings to the table, I am certain he can bring Commissioner Gordon to life. And if you're not familiar with Jeffrey Wright, take a look at his film catalog. Obviously, he's most known recently from Westworld, the TV show on HBO, which is, well, I've only seen the first season, and that season was pretty good. And also, he's from the newest James Bond franchise, and unfortunately, his latest movie is going to be pushed back due to the COVID-19 virus. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. And he's been in a ton of other awesome movies: Ides of March, Hunger Games, Ali, and all these other movies. So you can see his credentials is pretty stacked over here, and this guy's an awesome actor. So he did an interview on CNET in which he talks about a lot of things in his career, but he also talks about the Batman and his relationship with Matt Reeves. Let's go ahead and skip down to the whole Batman story here. And as you can see, so the interviewer here says, "You're playing Commissioner Gordon in the upcoming Batman movie. Are you a fan of Batman comics?" Really interesting question here. And he says, and I believe this is a summary of what his answer was, and it says, "I was a bit of a fan of Batman comics and comics generally growing up, but I was a lunatic Adam West Batman fan, and Matt Reeves, who is directing the movie, was as well, and we were talking about it, and he said, in my mind, that wasn't camp. Now, this is not to say that we're doing an Adam West Batman in any respect, but that for me was my early dive into Batman and Cosmos. Matt and I agree that it wasn't camp for us, and it was deadly serious for an 8-year-old kid. Deadly serious with the most tricked out heroic technology and bells and whistles this side of James Bond. If you look back at it within context, man, it was Batman as anything. The pastel tones harken back to the original Bob Kane, Bill Finger stuff. That was my early and much appreciated introduction into Gotham." And I actually really love this. I really love this answer from Jeffrey Wright. Now, the funny thing is a lot of actors, when they're asked a question like this, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm totally a fan of this character in the comics growing up." But sometimes they're kind of they're really not telling the whole truth. Maybe they've read one Batman comic or so, and they're not really the hugest fans. But he keeps it real over here. Says he was a bit of a fan, and just a fan of comics and generally growing up. But he says that what he really was a fan of is the Adam West Batman. And to be honest, I wasn't the biggest Adam West Batman fan. It was totally from a different era, but I never knocked it, and I always thought it was a really important part of pop culture. If you guys are fans of the Adam West Batman, let me know in the comments below. Let me see how many people have actually seen multiple episodes of that TV show. But anyways, I totally think that Adam West Batman is totally a part of the Batman culture, now, and it's not really made fun of, but it also is treated with a lot of respect. And I like his answer saying that it wasn't camp to him. It wasn't camp to him or Matt Reeves as an 8-year-old kid, and it just makes me think of the fact that a lot of the things that are maybe a little silly today for us at our age now were deadly serious to us as a kid. For me, that was wrestling. WWF wrestling back in the day. I totally thought that stuff was real, and it was the most awesome thing in the world, and that's just the first thing that comes to mind. But in terms of the TV show and how it influenced him and his thoughts on Batman, I'm sure that's the case for a lot of people. And what's interesting here also is the fact that he says they're not pulling from, it's not like they're pulling from this for the Batman movie, though I do believe that Matt Reeves is taking a lot of inspiration from different eras of Batman, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. But let me know what you guys thought about Jeffrey Wright's comments on the Batman, and if you were a fan of the Adam West Batman and what you think about its legacy over the years. Really interesting context into his experience with the character. I really liked his answer here. I thought it was cool. But moving on, Jeffrey Wright was also pictured here. So this Instagram person was at Way of the Lost, and he says, met the Golden Globe winner actor Jeffrey Wright from Westworld and James Bond at the Langham in London today. We got to talk about his role in the new upcoming 2021 Batman film. He may or may not have told me a few details. And indeed, there have been a lot of details that have leaked about this movie recently. We're definitely going to get into some of the talks later in a future video about some of the really potentially spoiler details. I'm not sure if you guys want to see some potential spoilers on this channel, but we may talk about it in a future video. But as you can see here, this is what he looks like right now, and they're in the middle of filming this Batman movie. So this might be the actual look that we're getting from Jeffrey Wright's Commissioner Gordon. And again, I mentioned to you guys that this is not meant to be Commissioner Gordon ripped straight from the comics, though it is going to be a new type of Commissioner Gordon. Of course, we've gotten many fantastic iterations throughout the Batman movies that we've gotten so far, and I'm really excited to see his take on it and what kind of Commissioner Gordon we get on screen. So let me know what you guys think of the look. Obviously, the mustache looks a little bit different than what we're used to seeing with Jeffrey Wright, but I'm excited to see, nonetheless, what he is going to bring to the table. And he is pretty vocal about his excitement for the project, most notably when he talked about the Batman, or not really talked, when he tweeted about the Batman. So if you guys haven't seen the Batman vehicle yet, the new Batmobile, you guys need to check this out. Darren did a video giving his thoughts on the Batmobile. I have to say, guys, this looks freaking awesome for the type of Batman that we are getting. So here's the pictures of the Batmobile along with the suit, which I totally have flipped on since my last video. In these particular photos, the suit looks awesome. I actually think it's awesome, especially when you take into consideration it is his first suit that he's probably gonna have built. But look at this vehicle. I never got to see you guys and give my thoughts about it. Darren thought it was awesome as well. I think it's so awesome that it looks like a muscle car, and even, while it's not quite the 1960s Batmobile, I do think that it gives you the feels of that to an extent. Of course, it's not 100% the same, and I know that, but it is a great progression of the vehicle from what we've been getting. Especially going from the Tumbler to the Batman v Superman Batmobile, which looks very tactical. This looks kind of Mad Max-ish. It's pretty awesome. I love it. But Darren already talked about that. But look what Jeffrey Wright had to say about it. He says, wait till you hear it, with the water emoji and the shocked emoji. And he's basically saying this is super wet. And if you guys, you guys just got to wait till you hear this beast right here. So, I mean, looking at that, 10-cylinder engine or whatever, it looks freaking awesome. And I cannot wait to see how it's going to sound and how it's, going to be utilized in this movie, in which we may get multiple versions of the Batsuit. And wouldn't it be awesome if we got multiple versions of the Batmobile? And they're only releasing this first version on the internet right now. So let me know what you guys think of Jeffrey Wright's comments here. And let me know if you haven't seen Darren's video already. And he also says that shit right here. Let me know what you guys think of this new iteration of the Batmobile, as well as the updated suit from a better photo, because the previous photos on the motorcycle looked horrible, but of course that was a stunt double. Darren and I gave you our thoughts when we were in Vegas about that, but yeah, pretty awesome. Okay, let's move on and talk about Catwoman. So I was on Twitter earlier, and the Bat Source over here posted this article when Zoe Kravitz is talking about her role as Catwoman in the costume. I'll read it to you, and let me know what you guys think about it. I'll let you know what I think about it. So, speaking with Adam Tanswell, so I want to give credit there. The costume has been an evolution, Zoe Kravitz says, on her Catwoman costume for the Batman. Jacqueline Duran, our incredible costume designer, has been beautifully collaborative. It wasn't as though I came to set and she threw something on me. No, it's been a long process, and we've had many conversations about what we wanted it to look like. Matt, our director, had specific ideas, so there were many fittings that we would, where we would change things and alter things there. Recently, we got to a place where we were put it on and think, there she is. there it is. It's exciting. There's no part of me that feels casual about it. They called me to set recently, and I was in the outfit, and I looked at everything, and it was so cool. I remember thinking, oh my God, this is incredible. This is such a cool thing to do. What they did with the costume is really exciting. So Zoe Kravitz, of course, has been talking about her training most recently, saying she's gone through brutal trainings now that she knows how to fight. So it's really exciting to see Zoe Kravitz. You know, a lot of some backlash, not a lot, but some backlash to her casting. Though I think, especially looking back on things now, she is actually a great casting choice, and I'm excited to see her in the role. She is most recently on that new Hulu series. I forget what it's called, but I've seen a few episodes, and she is really, really good. And the show is actually really, really good, especially for you music lovers out there. But Zoe Kravitz, an amazing, underrated actor. Now that you really look at some of the stuff she's done, she can hold her own with some of the greats in her HBO show. Again, I'm forgetting what it's called, but I've seen a couple episodes of that as well. And obviously some of the movies that she's been in. And Zoe Kravitz, man, she's going to bring it. And I'm really excited to see what the costume looks like. Of course, we all had our speculations, but as we know now, Matt Reeves is not really pulling from one era of Batman, the Batman mythos. He's kind of combining what he loves about a lot of different things. And I'm thinking it's going to be a compilation of different eras that inspired him to make this Catwoman suit, and it looks like she's getting a little bit of input in it as well. And we thought we saw Catwoman riding alongside Robert Pattinson in that leaked footage in the cemetery where they're riding their motorcycles. To me, it looks like that's probably going to be early on, and Catwoman is not even probably in her suit, if that is her, which I think it is her. So I don't think we've seen it yet. I think we'll probably get some images soon, and I really think the movie and the production is being really open about this to get the goodwill of the fans. And obviously, if we get to see this stuff ahead of time, we can absorb it and digest it. And while there may be some backlash, there won't be as much backlash as it was if stuff leaked. So I'm really excited. Let me know what you guys think about Zoe Kravitz and what she had to say about this Catwoman role. Again, that's all I have for you today. But we will come back with tomorrow's video and another video later on in the week. We'll be talking Batman anytime there's Batman news. A lot of other things going on in the world of comic book movie news. There's some Thor 4 news. There's the Black Widow trailer, which I thought was actually the best of the trailers so far. If you guys want some Marvel news, let us know. Otherwise, we'll be talking DC all week. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a like if you did enjoy it. And hit the notification bell to make sure you're notified for all our videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.